Good Monday morning on March 13th, episode 193 of the 359 podcast, as I shatter my keyboard with my bare hands, as you hear in the background
powerful.
here. Good morning. It's a packed house with Ben Fox Rubin, Roger Cheng, and Alfred Ng in the house this morning. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Hi.
Have a good weekend?
Yeah, and I remembered your
guest?
name this morning.
I know. That was
What happened?
he totally blanked on my name last week.
Really?
When I got back. I'm like, I'm back from Barcelona.
I hope he didn't call you Alfred Ng.
And I'm just like, it's that guy.
We're here on the podcast with, who are you?
I as the wolf actor.
Yeah, we're already off to a great start here.
Of course.
So we're going to be talking about two items. A big merger, Intel buying Mobileye for $15 billion. That's
And you
the
may
B.
not have heard of Mobileye, but it is very important.
We will explain to you why it's important, why it's really the key to Intel's self-driving car ambitions. We're talking about, next up, Ben's feature on Venmo, the secret hip social network you've probably never heard of, unless you're a millennial like Alfred, then
I've been trolling on it like crazy.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
great.
Take that, Sean Spicer.
And yes, that actually is relevant to the story. There was a Sean Spicer reference in the story.
Yeah.
Getting spicy.
Spicy.
tonight.
Spice
A little
down.
spicy. All right. All right, let's get started. If you have any questions about self-driving cars, Intel, Mobileye, Venmo, millennials, leave them in the comment section.
We do have a resident millennial.
We do.
We'll answer your millennial questions.
Leave them in the comment section. Brian will pick out the best, and we will answer them in 3 minutes and 59 seconds.
I do have many questions about millennials, but let's get this podcast
Mostly why.
underway. And here we go in 3, 2...
Welcome to the 359, where we talk about the top tech news of the day and all the other crap we want to throw in. I'm Roger Cheng.
I'm Ben Fox Rubin.
I'm Alfred Ng.
It's Merger Monday. Intel said it agreed to buy Mobileye, an Israeli company developing tech for self-driving cars, for $15 billion, yes, with a B, dollars. Mobileye focuses on machine vision so the car can see what's around it, what's in front of it, and basically operate on its own. Ben, I mean, you've been following this a lot more closely than I have. Like, what are some of the key details that we need to know about Mobileye?
Mobileye it's basically self-driving car technology. There are a variety of different types of self-driving car technology out there, like radar stuff, different things like that. What's interesting about Mobileye is just one camera in the front of your car, and that actually enables it to be able to see where it's going, either on the highway, see if there are pedestrians in the way, different things like that. So I'm not that surprised that Intel would pursue these guys because they are, in effect, a chip maker. They don't make the camera, they make the chips and the software that run this.
So is that camera on any self-driving cars, like in any cars now, or is it just all sort of prototyping for like the future of self-driving cars?
They actually had partnered with Tesla for a while,
Okay.
and they pulled out of that deal after, if you remember, the guy died. From the turning on self-driving, the self-driving mechanism. But they've also got a bunch of other partnerships, mostly with premium tier car makers like Mercedes and BMW. The expectation is that it'll trickle down to cars that I can actually afford sometime later in the future.
It's really interesting what Intel's doing here, right? Like, I feel like they missed the boat on smartphones and mobile, and they're like doing everything they can to get into all these new trends, whether it's AI, whether it's drones, and now self-driving cars, right?
VR, IoT.
right?
Yeah, they're really trying to hit like all these
They're
different
like, we don't
bases.
want to miss whatever that next trend is. We
Yeah.
don't want to miss it.
And some of these trends really aren't going to happen, but Intel is at least being smart in trying to place a lot of these bets. And I think Mobileye is definitely one of these self-driving car companies that's really on the forefront of actually trying to make that happen.
All right. Next up, Ben, you wrote a fairly amusing piece on Venmo. And for those of you who don't use Venmo, it's a money exchange service. You know, if you want to give your friend $15 for pizza, you basically not wire, but you send them via phone.
You Venmo it to
You
them.
Venmo it to them. But you've sort of looked at the fact that they offer this public feed and how it's sort of become a social network in itself.
Yeah, the social aspects of it were really quite fascinating to me. For instance, one of the ways that people started to jury-rig the service to try to make it more social was to just send each other micropayments. So instead of texting Alfred to say like, "Hey, Alfred, I'm thinking of you," I would send you like 15 cents and be like,
"Oh my God, that's so
be
creepy."
like, "Miss you, boo," with like, I don't know, like a little heart emoji or something.
And that way you're compelled to reply because it's basically, oh man, he gave me 15 cents. I have to respond to this. Otherwise,
How would you
I would've just
respond to?
ignored
By the
it.
way, how would you respond to Ben giving you 15 cents,
Probably
calling you
send-
boo?
And calling
Probably
you
send
boo.
15 cents back or $15 back. Just never do this again.
That's pretty polite. I mean,
I did try this with a friend of mine while I was working on the story, and yeah, like I sent him 25 cents and be like, "Hey, what's up?" And he sent me the 25 cents back and was just like, "Hey, how are you?" So I don't know. I guess we're still trying to figure that out.
Alfred, how often do you use Venmo?
I use it pretty much every day because I don't carry cash on me. And in situations where it's like cash only, and then a friend is the one that has the cash, I just say, look, I don't want to go to an ATM right now.
How does
Probably
that work
just
with
Venmo
you and your group of friends? Do you have like a designated cash holder?
No, the person that just has this giant bag of money that comes around.
You hope doesn't get robbed.
I mean, but usually there's also, the one guy who wants all the reward points on like his or her credit card. So
Sure.
like, I'll pay for it. Everyone just Venmo me so I can get all these points for cheap flights.
Gotcha. All right. Well, to read more about these stories, check us out on CNET. I'm Roger Cheng.
I'm Ben Fox Rubin.
I'm Alfred Ng.
Thanks for listening.
I like Venmo, but I disagree with the social aspect of it.
It's because you're an oldie.
Yeah.
I guess.
You're an old man.
was
I don't
gonna
want
say-
people to know what my money
No,
habits
you know
are.
what?
I've definitely felt the same way.
You know
about
what a
it.
great social edition on Venmo would be? You know how on Facebook it tells all your friends like, "Hey, it's your birthday. Send them like birthday
Yes.
wishes." If on
Oh.
Venmo, it like sent a message to all your friends like, "Hey, it's like this person's birthday. Everyone send them like $1."
Yeah. Like
That would
click
be
this
kinda
button.
nice.
Click this button
That'd
to
be
send
awesome.
them $1.
Called the tooth fairy effect.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is a phenomenal idea.
Go ahead and take that idea,
Why
Venmo.
doesn't
Oh my
why doesn't
Everyone
Venmo just
should
roll
use
that
it.
out tomorrow?
It's the other thing is that if they already have the social feed too, I'm wondering how long it's going to be before they roll out pictures and video, because they might as well.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Oh,
out
yeah.
at a bar with your friends or you're getting a pizza late at night, whatever, snap a picture
of
do
like the
payment,
slice, like
whatever.
a half-eaten slice. Like here you go,
If
dude.
you're already doing all the emojis and you're sharing it or whatever, like why not include
I mean, would they have the
photos?
server space for all that though?
I have no idea.
probably
It's
like-
owned by PayPal, so like why wouldn't they?
No, it is interesting because I when I first started using Venmo, I was a little turned off by the public feed. But after reading your story, I'm like, especially the way people troll each other in terms of like, this is for a slice of pizza, but really it's like, haha, thanks for last night or whatever. Like
Yeah.
weird eggplant emojis.
Thanks for all the hard drugs.
Right.
Or eggplant emojis.
Yeah.
My
Eggplant-
favorite, my favorite
Like that's
thing,
kind of awesome. Like I totally need to be doing
Yeah,
this.
you're just trying to like screw with your friends.
my favorite thing to do is, so I found out that the character limit is about 2,000 characters on Venmo.
Wow. How did you find that out?
I basically just copy and pasted a large block of text and wait and kept deleting it until I saw how many characters. So you know how like there's like thanks for the pizza, whatever. If you keep scrolling down your feed, then you see this giant block of text from me. I've been continuously sending a person like the entire book of A Tale of Two Cities.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
How far along are you in this book?
I'm still on the first chapter.
Wait,
God.
wait, Alfred,
phenomenal.
Alfred Meme Lord, why are you not sending him the entire script to B movie?
Because there's not enough characters. That's probably like the next thing that I'll do. But I also do like monologues that's like related to like why like I'm giving you like this payment. There's some like ode to beer that I found online. They're like, here you go.
You really put a lot of thought into your Venmos.
Yeah.
That's-
I don't want to be like every other Venmo payment out there.
You're an
True.
So
expert
there
troll.
are like a lot of other like peer-to-peer payment services like Square Cash, there's Chase Quick Pay. I also found out after writing the story that apparently there's a feature on Facebook Messenger that you could send people money through Facebook Messenger.
Oh yeah.
Which I didn't even realize was there. It's like kind of buried in the
Way to go,
features.
crack e-commerce reporter.
It is not like out in front
Right.
at all. Like you have to know that it's there and search for it.
I mean-
and I don't know that a lot
mean-
of people use it.
It's automatic. Anytime you send something with a $sign on eBay on Facebook Messenger, like it's a link automatically, and you can click on that to like send them that like
Yeah.
dollar amount, which is
Yeah.
really annoying because sometimes I just want to say like, oh, it costs this much, and then I was like, oh, do you want to send this person like $500?
But I mean, look, Venmo's popular, but why aren't people just using their bank services? Because you can send money through text message now, right? Like,
Yeah.
A lot of them offer that. I do
Yeah.
it through Chase.
Yeah,
and-
I mean, I do it through Bank of America.
I think a lot of it really has to do with the fact that like Venmo has been around for 5 years and it came first and it was one of the biggest ones. And so it created this viral phenomenon with
Gotcha.
the social feed. So if you start using it, you try to make your friends start using it.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
it has this build effect.
That's
So-
the only reason I jumped on Venmo. I was using PayPal to like give my friends money, and then
Right,
everyone's like,
right.
just go on Venmo and give me the money. I'm like,
Why
and I tell
won't you
them,
Venmo me?
yeah, and I was telling them, like, download PayPal instead because
I used PayPal a lot
Yeah.
before I switched over to Venmo.
Still use PayPal.
Venmo,
But Venmo's
You're older, though.
Venmo's a verb, and Venmo has emojis.
Venmo pretty
Yeah.
much won the war out on this one. So
It doesn't matter because
for now.
Venmo
I mean,
is
it's
owned by
like,
PayPal.
I mean, you take a look at it where like Yahoo came before Google, but then it's just one of those things where
Right.
everyone uses it, so I'm using that.
Yeah.
And by the way, just a plug for Ben's video. If you haven't had a chance, go on CNET, watch the video that Ben shot with one of the Venmo co-founders as he interviewed random New Yorkers at Grand Central Terminal, asking them if they use Venmo, if they've even heard of Venmo. Some of those responses are priceless. The one woman,
There's one.
Just
the
the
purple
one
lady.
woman
The purple lady
is
stole the
just
show.
First person we found.
we won't spoil for you, but you really got to watch that video.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Thank you. I loved making
the
it.
first comment I saw in our YouTube channel was she was the true hero. CNET, hire her. And
She'll just be like,
Her name is Regina. She reached out to me on Facebook afterwards, and thank you very much for being interviewed, Regina. You
She
made
was-
the
she
video.
was,
she was so much fun.
What was her reaction to the video? Did she watch it?
I sent her the video. I haven't heard back yet, but I told her she was very much the star of that video.
You should
She
Venmo
really
her.
was.
Yeah.
You should Venmo
I
like.
guess I should Venmo her.
Well, you
I
can't.
don't
You
know what
can't
her
pay
handle
for
is.
sources, so you can only Venmo like 0 cents. Can you do Venmo 0?
I'll
cents?
send her a
No,
penny.
because I've tried to do it as like
Yeah.
an insult to somebody, but
I think you're worth this much.
Hold it. I do want to test something out too. Alfred, you had this idea. So it was my birthday on March 9th. I didn't mention it on the show, but now that we're talking about Venmo, if you want to Venmo me 50 cents, I want to see
Oh
if
my
anybody even
God.
bothers doing this. I'm probably going to get a
If this
$1.50
actually, if
at
it
all.
happens, I'm gonna require that you write a story about this.
Okay. All right. And my handle is, as my name, Ben Fox Rubin.
Oh my god.
That's it.
We'll see what
Send
happens.
me like 25 cents. Send me 10
No, just
cents.
1 cent.
Send me
Don't-
1
don't
cent.
be
I'm not
greedy.
trying to make money.
Yeah.
I asked for 50 cents.
Dude,
How
come
dare
on,
you.
man.
I didn't even say
You can get
$1.
a stick of gum for that. So shut up.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll see if anybody even
are you trying to
thinks
crowdfund
to
your
do
cake?
that. Yeah, or like at least a cupcake since I'm only asking for a penny.
So, do we have any questions? Actually, we haven't really.
Not
We
really.
haven't opened it up to
It's pretty
questions.
quiet in the chat today. However, we should probably brush on the self-driving cars again.
Yes.
So after all of this, it just keeps popping in my head. This is a ripe time. This is a perfect time to reboot Maximum Overdrive,
Ooh, the Stephen King
the Stephen King movie
/book.
But
Is that
he
the-
actually wrote the screenplay for the movie and
Just
co-directed
remember
it.
the
I
truck
think.
was horrifying. The
Is
one
that the
with
one
the
where like
face.
the car kills people?
No, it's like multiple. It's like like all kinds of vehicles.
It's
go-
technically all technology gets possessed by this asteroid
I just
that's
recall,
passing by Earth.
I just recall trucks.
And that's the big showdown is
Yeah.
like heavy machinery corners a
Yeah.
bunch of people into a gas station. Meanwhile, you just see this carnage where people are like getting choked by their toaster and chased by a remote control car. It sounds silly, but it's like just violent enough to still be kind of
Oh,
scary.
it is way more
But the
horrifying
truck-
and realistic today.
The
like,
truck
all
has the
that.
Green Goblin on the front of it.
Yes, that's what I remember.
And it's got
That's-
Emilio Estevez, and there's a rocket launcher, and it's awesome. And I love that movie so much, and I think that they need to reboot it.
I
All right,
remember
all right, Intel. Get on
Intel,
that.
Intel, you
Get
have
on
the
that.
money.
Yeah.
There's like a Futurama episode that parodies that when all the robots take over.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean,
Futurama's
you could,
done
you could
everything.
also say like that the robot takeover. I for one welcome our robot overlords.
Yeah.
Like that's not a new concept. That
Yeah.
was not
Right.
originated. The spin on the whole Stephen King thing was like the semi trucks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what. And now that we've got self driving cars, it'd be more like a computer virus infects it, and they all
I
go.
mean,
Oh, that's a plot
that's
of a
like
movie.
that's the plot
for
of Fast and
2018.
Fate of the Furious, the latest Fast and the Furious movie.
No, that's Vin Diesel turning on his bros
Well,
and family.
No,
that's the plot
did you
of
see
Fast
the
and
latest
Furious.
trailer where like Charlize Theron is like, all right now.
Oh, you're right.
And then
Yes,
she,
like
always,
all
like-
New York City, like just also yeah.
I'm like,
It's some of the
oh.
worst CG I've ever seen. By the way,
That wasn't CG. Like some of the cars crashing out of the parking lot was
no,
real.
no. There was like a flood of cars coming in from on the streets. That looked like really bad CG.
The part in that trailer that really I was like, all right, this is really stupid was when The Rock like there's like a
Oh,
missile that
yes,
comes from a torpedo.
it's like torpedo, and he actually punches the torpedo aside, and it blows up other cars. I don't know if that's stupid or awesome because
I don't know.
I
if this
kind
has
of want
do
to
with
see that.
self-driving cars,
I haven't
but
seen
Anymore,
this trailer, but
they're
I'm loving
both.
it.
All right. In related news, Jacob Kraft wants a Knight Rider reboot, which they already tried.
Yeah,
that and it
they
failed
tried
miserably.
that with it was a Mustang, I think.
I forget what the model of the car was,
think
but it
it
had
was
Val
like-
Kilmer. and it was
Related
terrible.
question. Related question. Was Kit autonomous?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Wait, like it drove.
It
too.
can drive
It drove
itself. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. It would always go to like
find
see
it.
Because
David Hasselhoff
he'd
somewhere.
be able to like talk to Kit with
That's
his
right,
watch.
that's
and
right.
Then, you know,
I feel like Knight Rider in 2017 wouldn't work though, because like when it came out in like the 70s, it was kind of, this is like the future of
this
cars.
is super high
Science
tech.
fiction.
Yeah.
it's
Now
like-
that it's
just
real.
like, we're just like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
my uncle has that.
I think,
My grandma has. one
wait,
of
you
those
talk to
guys.
a watch and it. No.
And it
It's just
brings
like
your
one of those things
car.
where I'm like, yeah, I could see that. Like that's real.
I don't think that's why the reboot failed. I think it failed because it was just a crappy show.
Yeah.
So,
That and I had no Hasselhoff.
So before we wrap it up
Hasselhoff
today,
was huge.
yeah, let's go around the horn. We got a question from Zachary, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but like, let's find out from each of you if you personally are in favor of and find self-driving cars in that market in that future safe. Ben, would you ride in a self-driving car?
I've ridden in a self-driving car. I rode in one of Mobileye's self-driving cars on the highway, and it worked.
And you survived.
And I survived, and it was fine. I mean,
Do you think there's a difference in performance between an open highway and crowded city?
yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Open
It takes
highway,
way
much,
mo-
much safer.
It takes
right now.
way more intelligence to actually drive in the city for that machine vision, for the responsiveness. That's why 5G comes in and
Yeah.
all those other things. Like all these other technologies have to actually come to fruition before self-driving cars actually work well everywhere.
The thing about it being in a city, though, is that it wouldn't be self-driving cars coexisting with cars that are already out there. It would just be like a whole fleet of like
No.
self-driving
But that's the
cars.
thing. That's the dilemma. Is early on, it's not going to be. It's not like you turn on a switch and every car is self-driving
Yeah.
cars. There are going to be like 5 or 6 self-driving cars for every
Until
15
maximum overdrive.
cab drivers.
Yeah, but the problem with like urban areas though is that they're designed for people to be driving around. So like
Right.
self-driving cars, like what's the point of having all these parking lots if all these cars are driving on their own anyway?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could build them out into
And
something
you will
else.
never argue until they put forth legislation. You will never take manual, let's call it manual drivers. What is going to be
Regular drivers.
Regular drivers
human
off
drivers.
the road.
No.
Right.
And that's kind of the
Yeah,
problem.
that's
It's-
never gonna happen.
It's actually like I'm of the belief that self-driving cars are safer than just human drivers. But the problem is when you mix human and self-driving together, then
Yeah.
you've got this combustible mix.
I think going back to the original question too, the baseline involves the fact of like what we're currently living in, and what we're currently living in is 30,000 deaths a year
Yeah.
from
Right.
like automotive
Right.
accidents and crashes. So if it improves from there, then
Yeah.
I would consider it a success.
We got a really good question, but we actually have to go because you got to go somewhere, Ben. But let's table this because this is a fantastic question, and we'll bring it back up because I'm sure this will come up in another show. But think about this one for the future. How about misinformation on the web interpreted by your self-driving car, like knowing one-way road was a two-way or something like that?
Oh, yeah,
Is that going to
totally.
be on the manufacturer of the car? Is that going to be on Google or whoever the map?
That's a great question.
There's actually
Really
been a
good
big debate
question.
about that.
yeah.
Let's table that and put some
Let's
thought into it.
let's
implications?
table that until another self-driving car
Well,
episode.
what time is it?
It's 11:45.
I've got to run.
Oh yeah,
down.
you
Yep.
got to run.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
all right. If you liked anything you heard or saw here, check us out on CNET. Our podcast is also available on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud, FeedBurner, and Google Play Music.
And of
We'll-
course, CNET.
He said,
I know.
And maybe we'll see you tomorrow. We're not sure yet because we've got a blizzard coming in tomorrow. We don't know if we'll actually be here. So maybe we'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe we can stream
Hopefully.
this from home in our
Hopefully.
pajamas.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. All.